Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Cole. Welcome back to iRacing and the fixed series in IndyCar. So coming off a podium in Daytona, trying to get the top 10 in the championship overall in our Division 7. Quite a lonely division. Division 1's, the top, and Division 10 is the lowest, and you've got rookie divisions as well. So, yeah, we're not an elite company, shall we say, but we're getting better. I feel at the IndyCar. We're definitely at home in the car now, and with the number 14 car has, I think we've got a couple of splits for this race. We had over 40 sign-ups, so I believe we've got 2 splits here as we're around the 1.5 mile Texas Motor Speedway fixture with IndyCar Canada for over a decade now, almost 2 decades, I think now, and it's now got a traditional date in early June, the first oval after the Indy 500, and it's a race which has been pretty divisive in recent years because in the DW12 era they've gone with tack on all the downforce, let's make it a bit like pack racing or have at least close racing, and then it's been take off all the downforce, let's make this into a management race where you have to manage the tyres and the fuel, and that's a bit like what we had in Atlanta earlier in the season, and of course taking all the downforce a bit like Daytona like we had last time, and it's been mixed results. It really just depends on which kind of the conditions and, which year, the package is, and just so many variables in making sure you have good racing around here, and it has proved very difficult for IndyCar to find that balance. But as you can see, we have qualified 7th. Bit disappointing my qualifying lap. I should have been in the 24.3s, but I just got the last corner wrong, as you probably seen in the background or seen, and it just slid a bit too much, and I probably lost around a 10th maybe, or at least half a 10th, so I should have been low 24.4s at least. But we qualified 7 out of 12 drivers who tried, and you see there's 20 of them in the field. Should probably speed up a bit. And so we have got 75 laps round here, 1.5 miles, bit of a shorter lap than Daytona and Charlotte, which we've done recently. So I'm not sure what to expect. I did some practice laps. It feels like there's tyre wear, slight tyre wear. It feels like we've got a balance of what I said, extremes, having to manage the tyres and then being flat out. So we'll see. And those are my streaks on the inside in practice. I got a bit too low. Just managing. Just practicing my saving. As you got a good start. It's already pretty close in front. So I'm not sure what to expect from this race. I'm not sure whether this is a tyre management race or if we can just go flat out. Turns 1 and 2 seem very flat out. 3 and 4 are very difficult. You've got grooves there as well. Really got to ease the car into that corner and make sure you're not too wide. Like I would say, I was a bit too close, didn't lift early enough. I'll let that guy by. It's crashing in front. As I think we just about survived. Oh my god, there's a big wreck behind. I feel like I need to buy a lottery ticket after this. I don't know how I avoided getting T-boned from behind and I managed to just survive. There goes the pace car. So we've got to let the number 15 car bite. There they go. As I don't know why that guy's trying to overtake me. Because I got to overtake someone else. Saying that, let's go to pit road, shall we? Just take some fuel and tyres and just calm down after that start. That was crazy. In front, you could see that coming immediately as well. Seeing those guys getting at it. I'm not sure again if that's a connection issue like we saw last race in Daytona, or if they just raced that hard. Bit too early to race that hard though. But interesting to see, as I said, what this race is. If there is any management, has
Line up single file. Let them two car by.
gotta let the 2 car by. Where's the 2 car? Nope. Catch the 10 car. Make up your mind, spotter. Says everyone in front. I like how there's someone called FC. I don't know how a football club managed to drive an IndyCar, but let's see if they're any good on the restart. Or not, as he along with, or he or she, or along with a couple of other drivers did decide to pit. So we're actually where we started, in 7th after all of that. A couple of guys did not pit. We've got to remember. As we prepare to get underway. Finally do. It's got a car on our outside. We've got the inside line. We've got the speed. And we take back our 7th. But a bit spread out on that restart. That was a bit annoying, actually, in front. As that guy's making an aggressive move for 5th. Just makes it stick as well. Let's see if we can follow them through. So we are catching on the car in front. As we can make them move down the inside. Maybe didn't commit enough there. Once again, I kind of scared that guy off. A bit like the guy in front. We'll make it through into 6th. Now let's see what this race is like then. Firstly, if it keeps green, and secondly, if there is lots of management, or are we just flat out blasting it? So we do have that guy in front who actually wanted Atlanta as well. So we might just try and match our pace with his. Because he was damn good at Atlanta. So he's 3.3 seconds in front of us in 3rd. And then we can judge with our pace if we're actually doing well enough. As you can see, it's very spread out, this top 6. As we do a 24.5. That seems to be similar pace. I think he did a 24.43. As he gets caution. Oh, come on. So it does seem to be a bit of lifting. It does seem to be a bit of management then. Let's make sure we don't hurl into the guy in front like we saw in that previous caution. And again, do we just pit and top up fuel? I think we do again. I think we just pit and take what we can in every caution. As it gets very packed up in front. So we're about to go green again. And we are catching the 3 car. This time I remember to use the outside line. We've got that traffic in front. We're down to 8th because we were one of the few guys to pit. So let's see what we can do on this then if it's a bit longer, because there's only 13 cars remaining. Yes, it says he's 15th. But that guy's around 5 laps down. So there's been a couple of guys who caught cause on that previous incident who have left already. So it'd just be interesting to see if we do get a longer green flag stint here. So only 15 laps into the race. I say that, and look at the racing in front. I think that's a lapped car as well. He's getting a bit aggressive. Let's just settle in here in 8th, I think. He's already got apologies going on all over the place. Does that mean we've got another caution coming? I hope not. I just want to see what this race will become. As in this, we dropped 10th and below. As I drove in the car a bit too much into that corner. This guy wants to really pass behind. And it looks like the football club is taking it easy in front. Actually, it's not the football club, it's the guy behind the football club. Seems to be going slowly. Guy, I don't know why you're trying to make a move on the outside, but okay. Might just let that guy go. Oh, he seems to be on a mission. I'm not, so he can go by. Got a good enough gap behind as well. 1.6 seconds, we could just settle into a rhythm it. And it's like that guy's chosen to do it as well. Got 2 guys in front, so I'm guessing it is kind of tyre management race as well then. As these 2 are annoying, he's side by side as well, so there's no space for us to make a move. We're just going to have to sit behind them for the time being. Oh, they're finally going single file. Then you see the top 5 are trying to scarp it a bit. That's all. We've got a bit close to the wall in front. Do we follow that guy through? Don't think we do. I think we sit here. So he's taking the very high line. Is this Cole Larson's IndyCar cousin we got in front? I thought it said Marty Roth for a second. I was like pretty worried there. Because if you don't know, Marty Roth was a team owner in the mid-thousands in IndyCar during the dark days. Or the IRL, as it was known. He was not very good. He was almost 50. And he could barely wheel in IndyCar. It's amazing he was allowed to drive one at all, to be honest. So at least this Roth in front is a bit more competent, it looks like. So that guy behind's not really closing too much, 1.4 seconds back. Don't mind that. As it's not really spreading out on the top 4, looking ahead. Yeah, I know, I should be concentrating the car in front where I'm driving, but just looking ahead, they are getting too wide as well for second, it looks like. So I drove that in a bit too much. Yeah, it definitely is a not fuel saving, well, it could be fuel saving as well, depending on how long this is green. We've got 50 laps to go. Just on a third of the race. I imagine we can't make it all the way to the end from here, but we'll see. But yeah, definitely a tyre management race. This is what I like. This is why I loved Atlanta. That's why it was my favourite race of the season so far, Atlanta. Such a tricky race to manage those tyres in that middle stint. But we got a bit hectic near the end. That's what we've got here in Texas as well. This is what I wish, Charlotte and Daytona was more like on this management. It's just going half a groove under, just letting that guy know I'm here. Want to maybe make a move soon. But I'm not in a position to do it just yet. Because he's also running half a groove wider than everyone else. So it allowed us to make that move there, because I think he went a bit too wide in 1 and 2, and we just had a good run there. There's the battling in front for 6th, I believe that is, or 5th. They were battling for 5th. Just as we're getting into that rhythm, that is a bit annoying. I'd have loved that to go on for another 20 or even 30 laps there, just before we had to pit for another time. But instead, I think everyone will pit now, And I'm not sure if we can make it to the end. We have around 44 laps. I think we should be able to, with some fuel management. But I think everyone will dive into the pits, and then it'll get frantic again. So everyone did dive into the pits, and as you can see, we're in 7th. Well, everyone did apart from one guy. I think that was the guy who was a lap, 5 laps down. So I think he may have regained a lap.
Get ready, going green.
Let's get ready to go green again. We've had very good restarts so far. I'm about to jinx myself, aren't I?
The pace car is in.
As we get going again. Another very good restart. I think it's because the guy in the lead just always goes almost immediately. So we're a bit out the groove in 1 and 2. That's not good. We're back where we started again. And see we've got 43 laps remaining. So I think we're good on fuel. Now it's just about saving the tyres, making sure we can make it to the end. Guess that's not what you want to see. Turning in and have another bite at the cherry. As it looks like it's 9 of us in this lead lap now. We're all kind of in top of each other. As whoa, hello Sip, what are you doing there? I'm not sure I want to make the move. As I said, I want to just sit behind someone and save. And number 3 has been pretty handy in that previous stint, so not sure I want to overtake them just yet. Also got to watch out behind as that guy looks a bit racy. Make sure we don't have too much steering angle. A bit like Atlanta, but not as harsh as Atlanta, where we barely steered the car at all into the corners to save the tyres. This, we've got a bit more steering into 1 and 2, but again 3 and 4 we barely steering at all. You've got to make sure again we've got to steer into that groove as well, because as you saw we're slightly out of the groove by a half. That guy behind was looking at us, so got to stay better in this groove. And also as you go onto the straight as well, you've got a bit of natural camber there which kind of helps straighten the car up. So again, that's why you really want to be in the groove as well, just to help that steering. As the top 5 are getting away, or top 4 should I say. Right over the back of 6th. So we've got an impatient guy behind us. Might just open the steering here, let them through. Saying that, guy in front has gone a bit slow and allowed us on the outside. Halfway to the finish and we're side by side. We're getting the move done. That's nicely done. So let's have a nice clear visor for the next 35 laps. I'm not sure that's a necessary move, but maybe it will prove to be as the stint goes on, as he was kind of dropping back slightly. Looks like he's been immediately passed as well, so up to 6th, let's chase the top 5. And then once we've done that, maybe chase down the top 4. They're a couple of seconds in front. Let's hope we're not burning through these tyres a bit too much as well in this part of the race. Still need to save some for the last part if it remains green, of course. That's what we think as well. That was a bit too close to the wall. That was poor from me. Should have lifted earlier. Just going through the corner and then just apply the accelerator. So we might let that guy behind go again, or attempt to let him go again. So go better into the groove. I think that's what we were missing as well, because there's a kind of groove in 1 and 2 as well, and we just could have missed it slightly. You saw that in that pass as well. It helped me remain a bit more full throttle around the outside. I've got it slightly wrong on that, but we're back in the rhythm, back on the tail of the 5th. As someone has disappeared. And we're pulling away from 8th and 9th, who we were racing with previously. We really have caught up to 5th. Again, that worries me if I'm racing these tyres a bit too quickly then. There's still around a couple of seconds to that guy in 4th, who raced with in Atlanta. And who we're kind of racing against, you know, time-wise at the moment. So maybe we're not burning tyres too much? I just have no idea. That's what happens when you do like 30 laps practice right before a race. You have no idea what's happening. I had that in Atlanta and that turned out to be a good race, so hopefully this race does as well. It's all 5th, a bit wide. It's giving us a chance. So now we're leading the charge to the top 4. You might damage yourself too much actually. He's let go behind through again. Again, he's just following us through. So 2.3 second gap in front. Then he's got around a second gap to the top 3. So do at this stage, do you just want to sit around 2 seconds back, or do we want to close that gap? Because he's comfortable with that 1.5 second gap in front. He's not pulling it too hard while they're battling. As you can see, they're too wide for the lead at the moment. So I think we may want to just sit here for the time being. Now we don't have turbulent air in front as well. We're going to be a bit more confident driving this car into the corners. But we've still got that guy half a second back, just sitting there. And again, I'm not sure if I should let him through or not. For the time being, I think we're happy with this arrangement. So certainly matching the guy in front. So we do 24.8s. He's doing around 24.8s or 24.9s, so that's the pace we want to be at. But the leaders are doing 24.5s and 6s. I'm not sure how much longer they can keep that lasting, because I think it was after 15 laps I started to feel the tyre wear in practice. Then 20 laps we had to lift off, 25 the back end wanted to turn around and chuck me into the wall, so they're soon getting into that stage, the top 3, where they're going to have to lift off and come back towards us. But at the moment they're staying around a couple of seconds in front of that guy in 4th, and we're a couple of seconds behind them. We're actually pulling away from the guy behind, almost a second now ahead. We set 24.9s. Again, is that too quick? Should be aiming for the low 25s. There was a guy in practice for this race, he did like 10 laps at 24.5. So I was like, is that the race pace then? Or are you just trying something new? I guess he was just trying something new, because I think he was one of the early casualties in the race, unfortunately. As you can see, everyone's racing 24.9, 25 pace, so. But I'm in a good rhythm now. 22 laps to go. Might have to check the fuel in a couple of laps time. And I do worry about that guy behind. He managed to maybe save fuel behind me. 8 tenths behind at the moment. He's just in that slipstream range. He's going to be saving fuel all the time. Well, we're not in no man's land where we are. But that's the same for the guy in front, and he seems to be happy. Again, just a couple of seconds behind the leader, so I have no idea where I should be at the moment. But it's going well. Just over 20 laps to go. I do have the heating on for this race, unfortunately, so I'm racing barefoot again. I haven't learnt my lesson. So it could get slippery on the pedals in the last few laps. It's going well at the moment. And he's actually gaining it back on the top three slightly. That's a bit of a high line. As he actually speeding up again in front. Or is he just at 24.9? He's actually staying consistent. I'm a bit out of my rhythm at the moment, doing 25.1s. He'd get back down to the 24.9s, which is now matching the leaders. They've slowed down as well. Top three. So we're all kind of running similar pace in the top five. So there we go, that's a bit better in the groove. 24.9 again. And us two are actually getting back to that top three around a 10th per lap. So it's not significant now, but it could be near the end of the race where again tyre wear should come into the fore. Well, I say we're gaining a 10th. I think the slipstream's actually saving them. Or not. Third's dropped back. Third has dropped back. Maybe making an ambitious move, maybe. On the football club. Football club is in second, so they're pretty damn good. And we're keeping the same pace as the guy in front with these 24.9s now, 25s. And a bit more movement in 1 and 2, but it's manageable. And 3, 4's just stayed the same. Thank God. I'm not sure I want any more movement in 3 and 4. The top 3 are again attached to the hip. The guy in third's caught immediately back up. And actually pulling away slightly of the top 2. So if they played it right, then being a bit more aggressive. But again, they're slipstreaming each other. They can maybe afford to be a bit more aggressive with the toe. Is that traffic? That's the guy we were battling with. It's only 8 cars on the lead up, apparently. So I've dropped pace slightly. I think they're in 25.1s now. Yeah, we just slipped to a 25.2 the last couple of laps. We'll be a bit better than that. So the back end is starting to whip round. Just under 15 laps to go. There we go, race it in a bit higher in the groove. You can take out some of that steer and use that camber. 3 and 4. Still 25.2, but that seems to be matching the guys in front now. So keeping that gap similar to the guys behind. As now 1 and 2 seem to be a bit more difficult than 3 and 4 thanks to lack of rear grip. So we've got to play a bit more carefully on the exit of 1 and 2. That's better, straighten up the wheel a bit earlier. As the guys behind are coming. There's a big crash in front. Oh, just avoided them. See, that practice in 3 and 4 where I lost the rear end, that came in well there. Let's go on, Mr. Safety Car Man. So now we have a sprint to the finish. Don't have to worry about fuel, don't have to worry about tyres. Could be frantic like Atlanta. That's what you're doing, pace car in front. I'm coming into the pits.
Oh, they're They're showing us the black
Why am I getting the black
Pass
flag?
the pace car. We need to make a stop and go.
I didn't pass the pace car, he's crashing into the wall. Are you kidding? So do we have to make a stop and go before the finish? Well, that's our race over. Again in the last like 10 laps, just like Atlanta. Well, there goes any chance of a top 5 or victory again. There you are, pace car, crashing into the wall.
Let the pace car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out.
So did the top 3 get penalised as well? I don't think so, because they were a bit too far ahead of the pace car, weren't they? There they are, all slowed down. So did we effectively get a free pit stop then? I'm confused now. Sorry, go behind, but everyone, I didn't see it was at standstill. So it's the number 3 car now in the box seat. Yes, there goes first and second. I think the number 3 car is now in the box seat of this. First did not pit. And we've got a lapped car in front. I might pit anyway, because I'm going to set my stop go immediately, so I don't want to, you know, block the guys behind. That's that guy in front's maybe trying to get back on the lead lap. Let's check that out, actually. Yeah, they're 1 lap down, so they are trying to get back on the lead lap, as 7 guys are just on the lead lap. We're in a net second, but as I said, we got a penalty. So I believe the guy behind's in the box seat, as the guy in front did not pit, I believe. I'm not sure, because I didn't see him in front of us. We'll see how it works out in the restart. So we are about to go green again after all of this. I'm in 6th. Guy behind still a lap down. That can't be right. He has to be on the same lap as us now, surely. As we're about to just dive straight into the pits and take our stop go immediately.
The pace car is in. Green flag, green flag.
So we've got a hold for 2 seconds for overtaking the pace car. So are these going to drop down to 7th, I think, or 8th after this, as we're going to be a lap down. As I forgot to turn everything off, didn't I? So we're out of the pit, so yeah, we're a lap down. And we're down to 7th. So let's have 5 laps of fun, shall we? And see what we can do then, as this is going to just be a sprint really, isn't it? As it's just all by ourselves. I'll say 5, there's actually 6 laps. But it's nice to have tyres again, I'll say that. As you're actually gaining up to the guy in front, so he could still finish 6th maybe. There's someone's still in the pits, 5th is. Yeah, and that's the number 3 car who was in the box seat. Obviously I was wrong. Yes, we're fighting for the top 5 again. What the hell? happened to them? Did they also have a penalty then? Did we both just get screwed by the safety car? Or pace car? That is rotten luck for him as well. Now, so 4 seconds by the guy in front. We are gaining. Get down to 5th for the corners. And maybe 6th for the straights. Does that work? I think it does. As we're going to run out of time to catch the guy in front. That was a pretty interesting race in the end. But from, once again, last caution kind of screwing us. But we got 6th, number 14 car. It's still a good finish for us. Not what we'd have wanted. We'd have loved to be in the top 5 again. But I'll take this finish, I guess. There's only a couple places difference. I probably would have finished like 4th or 3rd. Let's look at that guy, number 6 car, coming from nowhere to finish 2nd. Good job from them. But I hope you enjoyed an up and down race once again. This time in Texas as the FC1 number 1 car. Well done to the football club. And the guy who we're kind of aiming for, he finished in 4th. So
Okay, the race is over.
we'll see what we can do next week then. Hope we can get another top 5. And avoid pace cars as well that crash into walls and just combust, it looks like. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.